Hey YouTube, it's ICU, and welcome to the 187th episode of Best Tech Info and Rumors. Alright, to start off this week's episode, getting right into the news, I wanted to discuss something that I think a lot of you will find interesting, and that's Apple's next upcoming flagship iPhone 6. So earlier, following last week's alleged iPhone 6 component leak, which was said to have originated from Foxconn, one of Apple's manufacturing partners, MacRumors has commissioned a designer to create new renderings that embody an even older leak. So at the tail end of March, a set of design drawings of what were claimed to be the iPhone 6 in two variations, 4.7-inch and 5.7-inch models, were published in a Japanese magazine. Now, while the authenticity of the drawings has neither been confirmed nor denied, they appear to share similar qualities with the aforementioned component leak from last week, including an all-metal design with a larger display size and a jutting camera lens. And in spite of the slight variations between the set of leaks, namely the more rounded design in the new renderings, it's widely known that Apple manufactures numerous prototypes prior to determining a final design. And I actually created a video on the subject I was just discussing, so if you want more information on the alleged iPhone 6 renderings, just be sure to check down below, because I will have a link to an article on my site as well as the YouTube video that again goes over everything in much more detail. And building on that, there have actually been a few more reports. The first one was a supposed iPhone 6 case design rendering. Again, that's assumed to have been based on the renderings MacRumors posted. And while it hasn't been confirmed, it's pretty obvious from the pictures themselves that they're largely based on, again, the design renderings. However, it's interesting that what's said to be the case appears to actually look like a screen protector. It has a hole for what is assumed to be the home button, and it looks like it could actually be on the back of the device. Some individuals were confused, thinking that it would go on the front of the device and that it was absolutely useless. However, if you look closely, that doesn't appear to be the case, because there is a line through what would be the home button, which leads me to believe that that part would be a small plastic antenna window on the back of the all-metal device. Now, building on that, there's also been another purported leak where a supposed iPhone 6 case was pictured. And now moving on, I want to talk about jailbreaking, the current situation, remind people of some things, and also go over what iHateSnow has been talking about. But first, I wanted to preface by saying that as the majority of my viewers are already aware, when Apple released iOS 7.1 to the general public, the company effectively closed a number of vulnerabilities. The world-renowned Evasion 7 utility exploited to achieve an untethered jailbreak on iOS 7 through 7.0.6, making it impossible for the public to jailbreak 7.1 with Evasion. Now, referencing an article from Jailbreak Evasion Info, I wanted to go into more detail. So following the March 10th iOS 7.1 patch of the Evasion jailbreak, well-known iOS hacker iHateSnow began discussing an iBoot exploit for A5 powered devices, namely the iPhone 4S, that could potentially be applied towards another untethered jailbreak utility. However, that's not necessarily the case, and since last month, there's been a considerable amount of clamor and confusion regarding iHateSnow's alleged 7.1 and up boot ROM exploit. So, the day following iOS 7.1's release, famed Evaders dev team member MuscleNerd confirmed on Twitter that, quote, "The bug iHateSnow talks about is worthless for jailbreaks and downgrades. It runs only on a device that's already jailbroken." And ensuing MuscleNerd's abrupt and swift shutdown of iHateSnow's claims of a potential new jailbreak tool that relies heavily on the aforementioned iBoot exploit, iHateSnow again reignited the hopes of jailbreakers everywhere by stating that his personal iPhone 4S is jailbroken on iOS 7.1. However, it's important to realize that essentially all jailbreak developers have the potential to achieve a jailbreak on any firmware regardless of its public jailbreak status by way of a failbreak, which is essentially a jailbreak method that utilizes an Apple developer account to achieve root access, making it impossible to release to the public. Furthermore, following iHateSnow's tweet regarding his iPhone, the developer clarified that he has no intention of creating a, quote, 7.1/8 jailbreak. The iPhone 4S iHateSnow is referring to as likely jailbroken utilizing a failbreak method. Now, with that said, there won't be another public untethered jailbreak utility until after Apple releases both iOS 8 and the company's next round of iDevices. The evaders simply aren't keen on wasting precious exploits to jailbreak a firmware that the public was warned to avoid months before its release. The team wants to ensure that the vulnerabilities they spent months discovering and testing are put to good use. However, with WWDC 2014, or Apple's annual Worldwide Developers Conference scheduled to take place next month. The Evaders, as well as the entire world, will get a glimpse at what the team is up against. And before moving on from jailbreaking, the last thing I wanted to say on the topic is that all details of the current jailbreak status will be posted on my channel, as well as jailbreak tech info. And now briefly I wanted to mention Heartbleed, which is essentially an open SSL vulnerability that allows hackers access to sensitive information. And while FreeAppLife uses SSL, again along with the majority of websites across the web, I'm happy to say that the bug was closed on our service and that no information was leaked. And now I just wanted to briefly mention that FreeAppLife 3.1 is in development and it's slated to be released soon. It has a ton of new and incredible features that I'm not going to discuss at this point in time, but I do want to say that once 3.1 is released, gift cards will be stocked more frequently and will also start hosting various giveaways. So if you're interested in potentially winning a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One, just be sure to download FreeAppLife if you have yet to. So just be sure to visit getfal.co/getfreeapplife or freeapplife.com inside of Safari, download the app, and then install sponsored apps for points and redeem said points for various prizes such as paid application codes from Apple's App Store and gift cards, while fully and legally supporting developers. Moving on, last week, the 4th season premiere for HBO's increasingly popular Game of Thrones aired, and for those of you who watched it, I'm curious to hear what you think about the new premiere and how the 4th season is shaping up thus far. So just be sure to let me know down below in the comment section, again without posting any spoilers for those who aren't on the 4th season quite yet or haven't started watching it. And now, starting to wrap up this week's episode, I wanted to briefly mention a new report regarding a supposed phone from Amazon. So according to the Wall Street Journal, quote, "The People said Amazon hopes to distinguish its phone in a crowded market with a screen capable of displaying seemingly three-dimensional images without special glasses," these people said. They said the phone will employ retina tracking technology embedded in 4 front-facing cameras or sensors to make some images appear to be 3D, similar to a hologram, the people said. So while it's definitely not the most eloquent quote, a lot of information can be ascertained from that, and I just find it extremely interesting, and I'm really excited if Amazon does decide to go this route. I know they have been demonstrating a lot of prototypes recently in San Francisco, so again, just be sure to stay tuned. I will have additional coverage on a potential Amazon phone as the situation progresses, and of course it definitely seems likely at this point because we have seen their Amazon Kindle Fire tablet and now the Fire TV. So again, it definitely makes sense that the next step for Amazon would be a phone of some sort. And now finally, to actually wrap up and conclude this week's episode, if you have yet to watch my previous 2 videos exclusively covering the Galaxy S5, the first one is actually an in-depth comparison between the iPhone 5s's Touch ID sensor and the Galaxy S5's fingerprint scanner, and the second one is a video in which I run over the Galaxy S5 with my Tesla Model S. Just be sure to go to those videos. Again, they can be found on my channel, and rate them up and leave comments down below in the comment section if you want a chance to enter. You can also do the same thing here, so just be sure to rate this video up and again leave a comment in the comments. Once your comment's been posted, you'll be automatically entered to win. And if you don't know what to leave in the comment section, try answering the question of the day. And for this week's episode, I think I'm going to make it related to the supposed Amazon phone. So do you think that sounds interesting, and would you potentially buy a phone with 3D or seemingly three-dimensional images? Again, just be sure to let me know down below in the comment section or on Jailbreak Tech Info. And if you guys want to be updated more often, such as when I release new videos and cover various things such as jailbreak and Android topics, just be sure to like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, add me in one of your circles inside of Google+, and follow me on Instagram at ICUID. Again, links to everything can be found below. And until next time, this is ICU signing out.